And I'm like, oh my god, we have to go. Like, what if he's following us? What if he has a gun? Hello beautiful creatures of the world, and welcome to today's video. I'm trying this different area where I'm sitting. Don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. I noticed that the videos that I've posted before in my usual spot show my face really up close and personal. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I'm just trying this out and I'm gonna see what happens. But today I have a story time for you all. I'm going to talk about the time that an old guy tried to kidnap me at Walmart. This is not clickbait. This is not clickbait. This is not clickbait. This actually happened to me. So let's back up a ways. This happened, I think it was like January-ish of 2011. So over 5 years ago, I had just turned, not just, but I was recently turned 14. Oh, since I had recently sort of turned 14, I actually remember specifically that day I took a selfie, and this is the selfie that I took. Yikes. And like the city area I was in, there were 3 Walmarts. There was like the really trashy one where people like got stabbed. Like you repeatedly hear on the news, people get stabbed at that place, people get shot at that place, people die at this Walmart. There's a really classy Walmart that is like honestly the classiest, nicest Walmart you will ever see. The parking lot is made out of brick, guys. I am not kidding. Like it is the nicest and classiest Walmart you will ever see. And then the one that I usually go to, the third one, is somewhere in the middle. It's still trashy, but like people don't die there. But I was not going to my usual Walmart this time. I was going to the super trashy one that people die at. My parents just dropped me off, and I'm there with a friend. And my friend is not yet 14, so my friend is 13, I'm 14, recently 14. And we're just shopping around, sticking together. Then we're in like the kind of grocery area. And I'm in one aisle, my friend is in the aisle to the right. And I'm just like looking around, whatever. And this old guy comes up to me. He looks like he's at least 75, if not 80. He has kind of a hunch. It looks like he's kind of struggling to walk, but not really at the same time. It kind of looks like I'm struggling to walk, but at the same time I can walk easily, if that makes any sense. And I remember he's carrying a shopping basket full of stuff. And he comes up to me, and the first thing he says to me, he, out of the blue, says to me, "Is that your mom?" And he points to this woman who's maybe 10 feet down the aisle. She's like maybe 40, 41. She has like 2 small children with her. And those 2 small children, me and this old guy are the only people in this one aisle. So after this old guy asked me, "Is that your mom?" I'm like, "No, it's not." And he said, "Are you here alone?" That's the next thing he asked me. He says, "Are you here alone?" And I said, "No." He said, "Where's your mom?" So the things that this creepy guy has said to me is that your mom? Are you here alone? And where's your mom? And I'm like so uncomfortable right now. I'm basically like, I'm at the point now where I don't want to be rude and just walk away. Now I would have just been like, "Bye, Felicia." But of course, like, my timid 14-year-old self would not have done that. Also, as a side note, I looked so much younger than 14 when I was actually 14. So I'm sure if he was trying to kidnap me, I would have looked like an easy target because let's face it, I looked like this. Ugh. I kind of don't answer his question, and then he proceeds to ask me, "Could you do me a favor?" I'm like, "What?" And he says, "I was in a car accident and I hurt my wrist real bad." And then he motions to his wrist that's holding like the shopping basket. He's like, "Could you bring my bags out to my car for me? I'll give you $5 for doing that." So I guess I'm too old to like be like wanting candy. Like you can't lure me to your van with candy anymore. You're not gonna try and use $5 to do it? Oh my gosh! I'm so freaked out after he asked that. And my friend at that around that same time comes to me and she's like, "Oh hey, what's up?" And he's like, he freaks out when my friend gets next to me. The second he sees someone next to me, he like starts freaking out. He's like, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, "Abort, abort." And I'm trying to be really polite. I'm just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my like mom was calling me, I have to go." And I took out my phone, but like there was no call coming whatsoever, so he knew I was lying, but I don't care. Side note, I had a rumored touch. One of those slide phones. I was a cool cat in 2011. And I don't know if this old guy was just like desperate or something, but he says to my friend, "Could you help me carry my bags to my car?" And I just said, "We have to go." Clearly my friend picked up that this is creepy off the bat too, so we just like grab each other's hands and we run, we book, we GTFO, we get out of there. oh my gosh, we're running. We run to like the polar opposite end of the store. And I'm like, oh my god, we have to go. Like, what if he's following us? What if he has a gun? And my friend is like, girl, calm the F down. I'm like, no, my gosh, no! And I call my parents. I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to leave. I think they just tried to kidnap me. And once my parents came and picked us up, I told them what happened, and my parents kind of like downplayed it a little bit. I don't know if they're just trying to get me to calm down and like hoping that I wouldn't freak out very much. And right after it happened, I thought a lot about what happened, and I kept replaying it in my mind. I'm like, am I overreacting? Was he just an innocent old guy who needed help? But recently, I've started talking to more and more people about this experience, and people have been saying, no, he was definitely trying to kidnap you, because that's the thing with kidnappers. Once they have you, once you're in their car, once you leave the store, leave the public place with them, they are yours. They can take you, and it's scary that we live in a world that's like that, and I'm just so thankful that my 14-year-old self knew you don't leave the public place. You don't leave the store, because once you leave the store, once you're out of the public eye, they have you. Be safe. Don't trust strangers. Don't get in strangers' cars. If you're in a public place, stay in the public place. Stay in public. Don't get out of the public eye. I'm giving advice and I don't know a lot about the situation, which is weird. But I definitely think that that guy was trying to kidnap me. I really think that's what was happening. And I don't know why exactly. Like, I don't even want to think about why. If I was smart, I would have watched the news to see if any, like, sex offenders had, like, just gotten out of jail or something like that. But in hindsight, it's actually scary. Like, I should have been a lot more scared than I was. It's a funny story now, right? And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below. Also, check out my social media links, which are in the bottom bar. And also, make sure to hit that beautiful subscribe button to become a beautiful creature of the world. Because I make new videos every single week, and I will see y'all next time. Love y'all. Deuces.